The pandemic has brought about challenges for just about everyone, but especially so for those with disabilities and their caregivers amid restrictions to keep people safe. To better support their needs, the Mediacorp Enable Fund recently launched a donation drive called Sustained C.A.R.E. For more, we're joined now by Lam Yenping. Her 14-year-old son is a beneficiary of this. Yenping, thank you for joining us this evening. What sort of changes did the pandemic bring about for you and your son?
Well, during this pandemic, there were a lot of rules and regulations. So we had to change all our routines totally. We couldn't bring him out so often, and we had to go to different places. Yeah, but I think the rules of wearing masks and so on, these are actually things that we really had to get him to understand and to get him to do. We spent quite a long time getting him to understand that masks are essential. It's part of how he should wear it to get the virus, or not to get the virus rather. Yeah. And then we also have to change all the regular afternoon routines that he has, because usually we pack him with quite a lot of afternoon activities. He's quite active. But because of all the restrictions, he couldn't go out and he couldn't attend, for example, our Sunday church class, the Sunday school, where he actually gets help from the Sunday school teacher. Yeah, so that part was actually part of our so-called break, our weekly daily break. If when he attends Sunday school, we actually have some time off for me and my husband. Yeah, but because we cannot go to church, he actually has to be taken care of by us. We don't have that break time. Yeah, so a lot of different routines that we need to change. Yeah, and also he couldn't attend his gym class anymore due to the pandemic. He couldn't attend classes for example, we were in this volunteer riding program. Yeah, he couldn't attend that as well because they had to be cancelled due to the pandemic. So he misses out a lot of opportunity to do a lot of things.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of changes to your lives. Tell us how challenging it was for yourself and parents like yourself to adapt to these new normals that we're living in.
As adults, I think it's easier for us to actually adapt to all these new routines. But for parents with special needs kids, I think it's more difficult for us because, like I said, for example, simple things like wearing a mask. It actually took us maybe 2 or 3 weeks to actually get him used to wearing a mask. He didn't want to put on a mask, and we have to really practically force him. Then after that, we realized, it was because he didn't like the texture of those disposable masks. So we had to get him quite a lot of cloth masks, which my mom made. And then after that, even though we had to change the mask, we had to teach him to keep the mask on. He couldn't wear it over a long period. So we had to really tell him, okay, you have to keep on wearing it over your mouth throughout the day, or as long as you're out of the house, you have to be wearing it. So small little acts like this, to simple children, to normal children, it's easy to guide them. Yeah, but for special needs children, we actually have to spend much more time to go through this with him. And also other things like, for example, putting on sanitizer most of the time when he's out. Yeah, this is also another routine that we have to teach him. And also, he is a very, very active boy. He likes to go out of the house most of the time to do different activities. So for this pandemic, it has actually restricted us. We couldn't bring him to places like he used to go. He wasn't able to go for swimming. Swimming is usually one of the activities that my husband will bring him to at the public pool. But because of the limit in the number of people who can go during the swimming time, and usually it's in the evening, so our work time cannot accommodate it. Yeah, so now he doesn't go for swimming. Then he cannot go for example, he was supposed to go, he used to go out very often to parks, to walk around in shopping malls, because he likes to see things. We always bring him out. Yeah, but with the restriction, we couldn't actually do that. Yeah, so we had to change our routine a lot. Instead of bringing him out, then we get him to go around in car. He goes for car rides. So we just drive around Changi area or any area that has long stretches of road, and we just bring him around, so that he can actually still see the outside. Yeah, and we can also bring him to places. Yeah, so with the opening up of the lockdown, it's a bit easier. During the lockdown period, we had really had to struggle because with lockdown we have to work from home, and he also had to do home-based learning at the same time. So we were really struggling to cater for him and to cater for ourselves and to cater for the family. Yeah, so there were a lot of changes and a lot of things to accommodate. And these are all very challenging things that we have to do, especially with special needs children.
Yen Ping, thank you very much for your time this evening. We've been speaking there to Lam Yen Ping. She's mother of a 14-year-old boy with autism. And to find out more about this and to contribute, please visit the website shown on your screen anytime from now till the 30th of July.